Welcome. Now, the big story that we've been tracking: at least 6 people were killed and 30 injured in a stampede during a temple festival in North Goa. It has been said that 8 are said to be in a critical condition, while 2 have been referred to the Goa Medical College and Hospital in Bambolin. Now, the unfortunate incident happened at the Lairai Devi temple in Shirgao village in the early hours of Saturday. Goa Chief Minister Pramod Sawant has announced inquiry into Sri Lairai Devi temple stampede. The stampede broke out as thousands of devotees thronged the narrow lanes of the temple for the annual festival. According to officials, at least 30,000 to 40,000 people had gathered for the festival, and some were standing on the slope resulted in some of them, in fact, falling as the chaos ensued. Thousands of devotees from Goa, Maharashtra and Karnataka attend the annual festival at the temple. Chief Minister Pramod Sawant visited the injured at the North Goa District Hospital. Sawant, in a post on X, said that he had received a call from Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who offered his full support. He wrote, and I quote, "Deeply saddened by the tragic stampede at the Lairai Zatra in Shirgao this morning, I visited the hospital to meet the injured and assured all possible support to the affected families. I am personally monitoring the situation to ensure that every necessary measure is being taken."
गोवा में शिरगांव लहराई जत्रा के रात को आज सुबह सुबह 4 से 5 बजे तक जो स्टैम्पेड हुआ, उस स्टैम्पेड में 6 लोगों की डेथ हो गई। अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 50 लोगों से ज़्यादा लोग इंजर्ड हो गए। मुझे 5 बजे खबर मिलते ही मैं खुद होके वहाँ से निकला। हमारे पूरे पुलिस साइट पे थे, पुलिस पूरे कंट्रोल ले चुके थे एक्चुअली। जिन लोगों को शिफ्ट किया तो शिफ्ट हॉस्पिटल में लाने से पहले ही 6 लोगों की डेथ हो चुकी थी। बाकी सभी लोगों के मैंने कम्युनिटी हेल्थ सेंटर में खुद होके मैं पहले गया, वहाँ पे 2 लोग की डेड बॉडी थी। बाकी लोग की ट्रीटमेंट अच्छी तरह से कम्युनिटी हेल्थ सेंटर जो इंसिडेंट्स के प्लेस से 6-7 किलोमीटर पे हॉस्पिटल है, वहाँ पे ट्रीटमेंट ले रहे थे। कुछ लोगों को रिफर हमारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट हॉस्पिटल में किया था। वह डिस्ट्रिक्ट हॉस्पिटल में भी मैं खुद होके गया, वहाँ पे 4 लोगों की डेड बॉडीज थी और बाकी 10 लोग एडमिट थे। उनकी ट्रीटमेंट अच्छी तरह से कर रहे हैं। वहाँ से डायरेक्टली हमारे गोवा मेडिकल कॉलेज भी जो अपेक्स हॉस्पिटल वहाँ पे है, वहाँ पे बाकी लोगों की ट्रीटमेंट चल रही है। 10 लोग वहाँ पे एडमिट हैं, 4 लोगों को इंक्यूबेट कर चुका है, एक उसमें से सीरियस है। इस पूरे इंसिडेंट्स में जो हर साल वहाँ पे जत्रा होती है, 50,000 से ज़्यादा क्राउड हर साल वहाँ पे अग्नि दिव्य कुंड से जाने के लिए वहाँ पे लोग आते हैं।
Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeted and said that he was saddened by the loss of lives due to the stampede in Shirgao. Saddened by the loss of lives due to the stampede in Shirgao in Goa. Condolences to those who lost their loved ones. May the injured recover soon. The local administration is assisting those affected.
एग्जैक्ट कॉज ऑफ द इंसिडेंट तो भी हम उसमें इंक्वायरी कर रहे हैं, पर जितना अभी जानने में आया है, किसी एक मुद्दे पे कुछ रूमर मॉन्गरिंग पे थोड़े से लोगों के बीच में यहाँ पे भगदड़ मच गई, जिसकी वजह से ये अनफॉर्चुनेट इंसिडेंट हुआ। उसी समय हमारे यहाँ पे काफ़ी मात्रा में पुलिस पर पर्सनल मौजूद थे, तो उन्होंने इंजर्ड को तुरंत उठा के शिफ्ट किया और अपनी पुलिस व्हीकल्स के अंदर ही एम्बुलेंस में भेजा। उसके बाद हमारे लिए मेन चैलेंज ये था कि अंदर काफ़ी बड़ा जो यात्रा है वो चल रही थी, जिसके अंदर काफ़ी 50,000 के करीब, मोर देन दैट लोग थे, तो उसको पीसफुली कंक्लूड कराना वो हमारे लिए चैलेंज था, विच वी वर एबल टू अचीव, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली इसके अंदर ये इंसिडेंट हुआ।
We're also joined in by Savio Rodrigues, founder and editor of the Goa Chronicle. Savio, a big tragedy. I mean, there's been huge number of devotees have been coming in. What led to this? In fact, there was questions of some saying that could be rumors that led to the stampede. There was no control at that particular point when people started coming in waves as such. What exactly happened on the ground? What are you gathering?
Thank you, Varghese, for having invited me on this discussion. My heartfelt sympathies to all those families who have lost precious life because of this stampede, and also my prayers with the injured people. It is very unfortunate that something like this has happened. And sometimes, it's important for us to conduct the investigation that is necessary to find out what led to such a stampede. Because when you're going to have such a crowd of people at a given place at a point of time, anything can go wrong if there's no proper management that is put in place. And there are certain people within the crowd that happened to be there yesterday who have been telling media across Goa that there was a poor police management of the situation. Well, we don't know whether that's true or not at this point of time until the investigation gets completed. But it's important to understand that when there is going to be a large crowd of people at any given place for any religious celebration or ceremonies, then it's an imperative that the right people management mechanisms are put in place so that even if an eventuality of a rumor or an eventuality of a unruly crowd or something within a crowd that can happen can be controlled, and a situation like we are experiencing at this point of time would not have happened. It's unfortunate, but we have to be preemptive. I think a lot of our reactions are always post tragedies, and I think we should have preemptive mechanisms to ensure that such tragedies don't happen and people don't lose life. And but I believe the work of the Goa government post the tragedy in to ensure that people are safe, that they're getting the treatment that's required, has been exemplary, and I think that needs to be commended. But more than that, I think what we lacked is an inability to preempt that such tragedies can happen, and we should set up a mechanism and a people management system at such festivals so that we don't see loss of lives.
Well, you rightly, in fact, pointed out that you need to preempt as such. But this is something that's happened every year, isn't it? And this kind of gathering that happens every year. They have been managing it. But what fell short this year seems to be the big question, isn't it?
Well, I agree with you. I mean, this yatra happens every year. There are thousands of people that come to it. It's very well organized. That's what I'm saying. Somehow, what has probably gone wrong is the people management at this point of time at this particular yatra. And while rumors can spread in a crowd, and a crowd can go completely berserk and lead to such kind of tragedies, but we don't know that at this point of time. There are many people saying many things, and therefore it's only prudent that we wait for the investigations to conclude and then realize what truly happened, whether there was genuinely a sabotage, whether there was a concern or a rumor that was spread, or whether there was genuinely a concern that could have led the crowd to be, not expect what was going to happen, and therefore the crowd behaved in the manner in which they did, like most crowds do when there is a fear of psychosis in a particular situation. So I think it's too premature to say what led to it, but what is the truth is that if we preempted such kind of tragedies in festivals, and festivals happening all over Goa, the festivals happening all over the country, and we've seen incidents that have happened. There have to be proper mechanisms in place and proper police management systems in place to be able to deal with crowds, because what leads into a tragedy in a crowded place is an inability to control the crowd. Nobody goes to a festival to intend to be a victim or to be a part of a mob that leads to somebody being killed. Unfortunately, it happens because there's no proper management of that crowd at that point of time, and that I think is where we should learn from such tragedies and learn to preempt and set up systems that deal with these kind of tragedies. That's the real core lessons that we must take, and those responsible post the investigation, if there was genuinely a sabotage and a rumor that led to it, then the people responsible for it must be punished. Because at the end of the day, you've seen six people, unfortunately lost their lives and 50 people injured. That need not have been the situation, but it is. So therefore, we need to be preemptive in such issues.
Yes, have you, Rod?